Hello, I'm Dr. Sri Banerjee, core faculty for the College of Health Sciences and Public Policy at Walden University, with the joint faculty appointment at Ross University School of Medicine. And in this video, I wanted to go over some of the basic fundamental sort of circulatory system, which plays a role in a lot of the liver metabolism. I'll start off by saying that the hepatocytes that are within the lobules of the liver are so specialized, and the hepatocytes itself are so specialized. Some of them have 2 mitochondria, and they're just powerhouses of cranking out either glucose by glycolysis or glucogenesis, increasing glucose when there's after food. So let's go ahead with the circulation. So the aorta actually has quite a few circulation arteries coming off of that. So the celiac artery is actually the first artery, and then the superior mesenteric and inferior mesenteric. So the branches of at the end, the branches of the celiac artery and superior mesenteric artery are working together. So if we're thinking about the stomach, the pancreas, all of those things, they're covered by the celiac artery. And then they, once the blood goes into the liver, the pancreas, and also all of these are considered now deoxygenated blood, but still yet nutrient rich. So here's how it works. The celiac trunk has the hepatic artery, which is oxygenated blood. So let me show you this here. So there's the celiac trunk, hepatic artery, and about 500 to 200 can do this. The hepatic artery then goes into the liver, and then goes into the hepatic vein, and then inferior vena cava. And then the pancreas and the spleen actually take deoxygenated blood into the liver. So you have nutrient-rich deoxygenated blood flowing into this, and a little bit of oxygenated blood going into from the hepatic artery. I'm going to draw this here quickly to illustrate this. And I'm actually going to show you a drawing later that makes more sense. But this is, I'm going to draw a hexagon, and in a second you'll see what I drew. So you have the portal triad in each of these. And so all of these are draining into the central vein. Now, the hexagon that I showed you was quite important, and I'm just going to switch over to this and show you a diagram that already exists so that it's not confusing. So a functional unit, so in a kidney, the functional unit is, and if you answered nephron, then you're correct. Now, about approximately 100,000 lobules make up a liver. And liver lobules, so that's plural, then it's multiple lobules. But we're going to get into talking more about the lobule itself, each functional unit of the liver. So let's try to see what is in here. So right in the center is the central vein, and then central vein leads to into the rest. And I'm going to go back to the circulation quickly, but I think it's more important to look at the triad right here, which are at the corners at the periphery. So you have the duct, the bile ductule, and then branch of portal vein. So the portal vein, the bile duct, and the branches of the hepatic artery. What's important is that the portal vein is actually bringing in deoxygenated blood. But it's so nutrient rich that it's really helpful for the hepatocytes to kind of recycle. So the hepatic artery brings in oxygenated blood, and then also deoxygenated nutrients. So they come together and feed into the central vein. The hepatocytes release whatever it is, and then that feeds into the hepatic vein. So let's take a look here. So if you look at the portal vein, and then the hepatic veins, this leads to the inferior vena cava. This superior mesenteric artery and the celiac trunk, just to go and review, that is leading to the hepatic artery, which directly is going to the liver to bring oxygen. And then some of the circulation is getting from the celiac trunk is getting reportioned to the stomach and the liver and the spleen. And that leads to the portal vein, and the superior mesenteric artery actually goes to the small intestine, and then that leads to the portal vein. And then the branches of the portal vein are going into the hepatic vein and then to the inferior vena cava. So all of these kind of work together, and you see at a macro level and a micro level. The lobules that have the central vein in the middle, which are then feeding into the hepatic vein, and then the inferior vena cava, going into the rest of the circulation. So inferior vena cava feeds right into the right atrium, which goes into the right ventricle. So if you don't remember anything from this lecture, remember that celiac vein, superior mesenteric artery, and then inferior mesenteric artery. And the liver is coming out of both the superior mesenteric artery via the portal vein, and also from the hepatic artery from the celiac trunk. So it's two circulations that are going on in one. And that's about it. Thank you for listening about what's going on in the liver.